Good morning! I'm here at the 7 Utes trailhead off 14 Highway on the west side of Cameron Pass. And as you can see, I'm the only one here at the moment. I don't suspect I'll see any folks on this hike today. This is pretty far out, pretty remote. And today, I'm going to be going for Mount Mahler. Should be a pretty short hike, all things considered. Starting off here just before 6 a.m. And maybe 30 yards into the trail, look for this split to the right. I believe this is what we want. I almost walked right by this. These trails are a little tricky out here, but hopefully I'm going to show you guys the most direct route. Well, it looks like I've got to cross this, or else the hike is instantly over. Alright, looks like we're going to have to do it this way. I'm not driving 2 hours for an insta-hike fail. No, this ain't so bad. Oh yeah, that's deep. That's deep. And it's cold. That was a pretty adventurous way to start off the hike. But I'm all dried off now. Got my shoes back on. Ready to do the rest of this hike. And just a little bit down the trail from the water crossing, you're going to run into this first trail split. And you don't want to go to the left. That's going to take you back to the east. Instead, just keep going straight. Stay on the big wide trail. Looks like we got some down trees we have to navigate, but this is definitely the way. This isn't the best trail as far as the grade goes. You can also tell there's been a lot of horses on it. Just poop all over the place. But since this is such a short hike, it's going to be pretty steep all the way up. And then right here there actually is a trail sign telling you to stay to the left. And then just continue on this way for just a second. We're up here to the next trail split. And if you go to the left, that will get you up to Mount Mahler eventually. However, you're going to have to do some bushwhacking, some route finding. So instead, we're going to go this way. We're going to take it on up to the saddle of Mahler and 7 Utes. And then once we're on the saddle, we're just going to head straight up the slope. As we're coming up the road, you need to look for this spot right here. It's the last corner. And once you start heading off to the right there, you're going to start walking away from the water. Look for that cutout right here against the back of the trail, because this is where we want to split off. And it's kind of hard to see. But right here, this is going to take us up to the Mahler 7 Utes saddle. Now that we've done all the twists and turns to get up here, pretty much just got to walk it on up to the saddle. It's pretty straightforward from here on out. I mean, really, this is not a bad hike at all if you just know where to go. But if you start walking around and go the wrong way, it gets a little more difficult. And if you want to see somebody walk around and go the wrong way for quite a while, just go back and watch my 7 Utes video. Boy, I explored every single trail and road out here, I think. Looks like the trail just turned into a creek. I'm gonna have to hike up that for a second. Just making my way up to the saddle. Just checked the GPS and it looks like I'm sitting at about 10,200 and the saddle is right at 11,000. So I've got about 800 more vertical feet to go. And then the fun is really going to begin. And right here at this trail split, stay to your left. Don't head over here to the right. Trail peters out and you're going to have a bad time. About 300 more vertical feet to the saddle. Looking at about a quarter mile. Right here at the top of the saddle, I'm going to hang a hard left. Take it on over this way. And we're on the way up to Mount Mahler. This is going to be over 1,500 vertical feet in like maybe a mile. Looks like I picked up a pretty good trail over here, which is great, because I felt like I was going to have to do a little bushwhacking. Hopefully this takes me right on through the trees, and then once I'm up on that grass part, it's pretty wide open. Alright, we're looking good. Just going to keep going straight ahead, get up on that big old grassy ramp, and then just take it up and over. It's like this isn't hard, but it is. It's just a grind. That's looking back at what I've come up so far. Doing pretty good. Slightly over halfway. I just popped over the hill finally. This is looking back down over to Lake Agnes and the base of the Noku Crags. You can actually see 14 Highway out there too. I still have left. Yikes. Looks like I did find a little bit of a path out here, which is fantastic. It's making this a little easier. Still pretty loose though. This is kind of sketchy. I'm sitting here maybe about 100 feet below the summit, taking a quick 10-second breather. Just looking back at what I've come up so far. We got this, guys. We're gonna make it. I'm so close. On the last little part here. That's gonna be it. Yes, we did it! Summit, Mount Mahler. It took me just under 3 hours to get up here, which is not too bad. And then this is what I have about 2 feet behind me. Straight drop off. And let me just tell you, the route going up the side of Richthofen right there is atrocious. And that's looking way over at 7 Utes. Wow, that saddle looks pretty far away. What a beautiful day though. Unbelievable. Looking back across the summit ridge, you're going to have Static Peak and the Noku Crags out there. Iron Mountain sticking up in the background. But if you've been subscribed to my channel for a couple years, you might remember that I did this one already. However, I did it from Lake Agnes, and that's that lake right there, and I just came straight up the front. I do not recommend doing that. It was atrocious. I just want to take a second and read this comment that somebody wrote on my previous Mount Mahler video. His name is Chris Mohr, and he wrote, "Hey Nick, back in 1969, my friend Bob Michael suggested to the US Board of Geographic Names the name Mount Mahler, a composer-conductor who hiked in the Alps every summer. He and I climbed it back around 1980. Then I spent 15 years or so before successfully getting Mount Mahler officially named. By the way, Gustav Mahler was born on July 7th, the same date you climbed his namesake peak. I climbed it a second time around 2000, and one of the guys carried up 2 big speakers with him, and we listened to Mahler's 8th Symphony at the top. When it got officially named, I climbed it a third time to set down the Colorado Mountain Club's official peak register. That was in 2007. He wrote some other stuff and finished it up with cheers. Chris had written in his comment that July 7th was Gustav Mahler's birthday. And guess what today is? July 7th. Which is pretty cool. I didn't even realize that till I got to the top and looked at my phone. I think I might have spotted the registry. Could that be it right here? And we got the Summit Register. A Mountaineer Bible. This Bible has traveled to Nepal through the Himalayas and mountain villages, as well as through the mountains of New Zealand. Aw man, that's not the register. That's just some Bible somebody brought over from the Himalayas. But still though, I'm gonna put a card in there. It's the first card ever that I'm gonna be giving away. Whoa! And I believe I have found the real register. There it is. It's kind of a mess. So instead of dealing with that, boom, I'm just going to hit it with a card. It's just past 10 o'clock. I've been sitting up here for well over an hour. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. This first part's going to be the worst. But once I get off these loose rocks, man, it should be a cakewalk. And this is a cakewalk coming down. This is not hard at all. It's nice and soft. The only thing I'm disliking at the moment is having to walk on these flowers. I'm trying to avoid them, but sometimes it's impossible. There's just so many out here. Can you guys see the yellow flowers? Can you see the yellow flowers? They're everywhere out here. It's incredibly beautiful. I'm almost back down to the saddle, and I need to pay attention right here, make sure I go the right way. I believe I need to head for this little green patch right here, and then take it over. The trail from that road up to the saddle is really rough. It's pretty brutal, and it's been utterly destroyed by horses. I mean, they have just trampled big old holes into the trail. There's horse poop all over it. Tons of flies. So, I mean, I don't feel so bad for walking on the grass after seeing what these horses are doing up here. I mean, they're just tearing the place up. Trying to clean some of the mud off my boots. I'm popping off that trail, back onto the road. And the rest of this should be real easy. All the way up until the very end when I got to cross that water again. Alright, let's do this one more time. Got the shoes back on. And actually that was super annoying to have to deal with that. But not as annoying as having soaked boots and socks. And I'm back! 7 Utes trailhead. And I'm thinking that was slightly over 8 miles with a 3,000 foot elevation gain. I hope you enjoyed that one. And until the next hike, y'all, peace.